Hello, welcome to RC Video Reviews. I've got a really cool EdgeTX video for you today. It's on the EdgeTX themer. I'm not sure what the developers are going to call this when it's fully baked in. I'm going to refer to it as the themer. And basically what it is it's a built-in color picker that lets you change your theme colors. So you get to it by pressing the system button on the screen and then go to radio settings. And notice there's a new icon right there, that little palette with the paintbrush. When you click on that, that brings up the themer box. And in the themer box, you can see that I've got these different themes installed. I've got EdgeTX Default, Concrete, and a couple of others, including some I've designed. Before we get into editing a theme, I want to show you a quick little trick that they've baked in, which I think is really cool. If you press on the theme, you have two options. One is edit and the other is duplicate. If you duplicate a theme, you can leave your source theme alone and just modify your copy. But since I wrote this one, I'm going to go ahead and do edit. Notice you've got categories on the left-hand side. This is how you create a theme for EdgeTX. So you've got primary colors. There's primary 1, 2, 3, secondary, and this list scrolls. The colors you see in these boxes on the right are the colors defined by the existing theme. So let's say, for example, you wanted to change this blue bar to be a different color blue. You click on the secondary 1 item, and then you'll also notice there are two buttons up top. One is HSV and one is RGB. RGB is a traditional red, green, blue, and I think everybody understands that. HSV is a different kind of color picker, and it stands for hue, saturation, and value. And the reason that this is chosen is because HSV is much closer to how humans see and perceive color. So it's got three components: hue, saturation, and value. Hue refers to the color or the color portion of your color. So notice that's over here on the left hand side, so you can pick from which colors you want to use. You got red all the way up top. You can cycle through green and blue and burgundy and purple and yellow. So let's say, for example, I wanted to use red. I could push this all the way up to the top, and that gives me red for the hue. The next option is saturation, which refers to the amount of gray that's included in the color. And then finally, the last one is the value or brightness. So the higher you go, the brighter the color. The lower you go, the darker the color. So once you get a color you like, let's say we'll change this one to, I don't know, let's try red. Let's do a red color. I'll keep the saturation way up, and I'll get the brightness way up. Let's say I like that color red. All I have to do is hit return, and then return again, and we'll say, would you like to save this theme? You simply press enter on the jog dial, and there you go, the theme is saved. And you can see all the colors where that initial blue was used on the initial theme, that's now changed over to red. So to get back in again, just press the theme button, click on the theme that you want to edit, and click edit, and you can go and make any of the changes you want. On the right hand side over here, these are all examples of things you're about to change. So for example, if you change the focus from, I have mine set to red right now, and I want to change that to say purple, you can see right there on the screen that that slider has changed right there to purple, and the checkbox has changed to purple. So this is just a demo environment to kind of show you when you make changes what it is you're going to be changing. All right. If you want to use red, green, and blue to choose your colors, you can do that as well. You simply click the item and then click on this button up here that says RGB, and that switches these selectors into RGB mode. So if you wanted a pure red, you could go red and then knock the green and blue down to 0, and that is a very pure red right there. And then when you're done making your changes, you hit your return button, and you'll be prompted to save your theme. You press enter. And when you do that, your theme will be saved, and you can back out, and you're back out to your main screen. So the next question you're going to have is, how do you get it? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not in the nightlies. It's not in the main branch. The only way I was able to get it was by going into GitHub, pulling down the source, and compiling my own firmware. I've put a link to that firmware in the description of the video, so if you'd like to try it out, you can. I'll just advise you to treat it as experimental. There's a reason it hasn't been incorporated into the main branch yet, and I think it's because they're still testing, so run it at your own risk. I highly advise really thinking about what you're doing before you put it on production radio. This is my test radio, and that's where I'm tinkering with it to try it out and get a feel for things. If you want to install the theme or firmware on your radio and give it a try, feel free to use the link I provided in the description. I hope you like this kind of content, and if you do, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down there at the bottom so you know when new material hits the channel. That's all I've got for today. Take it easy. Hey, if you like the work I do here on RC Video Reviews, please consider joining me on Patreon. For about the price of a cup of coffee, you can help me keep making videos just like this one. If you'd like to help out, there's a link in the description and on your screen.